introducing the guy who is ranked higher than LeBron, aka King James. I know I'm a big LeBron fan. If you don't know, unsubscribe to me. I'm just playing, but you should know that I'm a big LeBron fan. I take offense to that. One day, me and LeBron gonna meet. We might be on the same team. I'd rather meet and talk to him. And just show him I'll be a bigger person than what I am right now, mentally, physically, everything in all aspects. We're going up in all aspects. But I ain't gonna talk too much. Get straight to the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at 200 subs. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you know I post the video. Now let's get to it. Yeah.
When you gonna play me? I'm gonna play you in various ways.
What's up, guys?
So that's Kobe. He talking
here, and this is the story of
this
Lenny
dude
Cook,
talking about how you gonna play me. He talking to Kobe like that.
Best high school prospect in the nation in 2001, ranked ahead of LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire.
I'm looking to be the next superstar, not the next Kobe Bryant.
Lenny Cook was a 6'6" scoring and rebounding powerhouse that had no weaknesses. He could muscle you in the post and finish at the rim, and he had a knockdown three-point shot. But a number of bad decisions kept Lenny.
Yeah, they showed this. This is the ABC tournament. They showed this in the documentary, but now we get to see the full video on what happened. I guess obviously something happened because from the documentary I watched, where they showed where they just talked about him a little bit. Like I said, this is the full video. LeBron basically killed him in the tournament, so we're gonna see what happened.
From ever playing a single minute in the NBA. How could the accepted #1 high school basketball player in the nation not even play 1 minute in the NBA? But first, I want to thank you guys for all the channel support recently. The channel just hit 24,000 subscribers. If you are new or been here for some time, thanks for coming through and supporting the videos. Let's see if this video can...
Man, big thanks and shout out to all those who've been coming supporting the videos. If you hit me on Instagram like, hey bro, I'll be watching your vids, or things of that nature, you just be commenting, man. Big shout out to you, bro. We only going up, man. This is just something we doing. We just trying to come up in this, man. And this is all because of y'all. You feel me? Shout out to y'all, bro.
Can hit 10,000 likes. It helps my channel grow. No more delay, so let's get right into the story of Lenny Cook. Lenny Cook was born in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and was the most dominant player in high school in the years 2000 and 2001. He was recognized across the country and especially in New York City. Lenny was the next guy up as New York City's basketball legend. He was born in New Jersey, but he grew up in Brooklyn with his mom and dad and siblings. He lived in a rat-infested apartment where on cold nights they heated themselves by using an open oven. The neighborhood he lived in was filled with drug dealers, addicts, and prostitutes. It was very rough for Lenny growing up. And he didn't even start playing organized basketball until he was 15 years old when an AAU coach saw him playing in a park and invited him to join his AAU team. Cook was very athletic and tall, but he couldn't shoot, really couldn't dribble, and he couldn't pass well. But with his physical skills, he had the intangibles to be a star, according to that AAU coach. Just to give you an idea of how widely known Lenny Cook was, when Lenny and Carmelo Anthony were both juniors in high school, Melo went on a plane just so he could play against Cook. You can see in this video right here, Melo was on...
Bro, basketball was different back then. I'm already knowing, bro. It's like, you doing every see these guys playing outside. That's one thing I like about New York. It's like it's a community out there. Like they got, it's like a whole community of outside playing. Like nowadays, with this quarantine stuff, people act like they're too good to play outside. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, we started outside. We got in the gyms later. We weren't always in the gyms. We started outside. That's where it all started. We started in the backyards. Started outside. Started at PE, playing in the back. I mean, PE and PE, lunch, all that, bro. That's where it all started. I didn't even really play pickup, and I should have when I was. I just didn't have the confidence. I don't know why. Those guys weren't better than me. In middle school, I barely played basketball at lunch. In PE, I always played, but basketball at lunch, I rarely played.
On offense in this clip, and he is being guarded by Lenny Cook at this outdoor court. Carmelo said everyone in high school admired his game and was a fan. Melo said it was his size, how strong he was, how he could pass the ball and play the point. Kind of like Magic, I guess. He was really explosive. Joakim Noah grew up in New York City. He was a huge fan of Lenny Cook and loved going to his games because he was such a dominant force. He said in an interview, Lenny was really my hero because the way he could dominate a game was unbelievable to me. Lenny was a 6'6"
Are they the same age?
Who could do anything on the court. In his sophomore year, he averaged 30 points and 15 rebounds per game In high school, he could play any position. He could post with
Damn.
anyone, no matter their size. He had a vertical jump that no one could match. He could shoot the three. He had tight
Okay, his thing, that's weird. Like whatever works, but 30 points and 15 rebounds?
handles and had a
I mean,
competitive
Bron
eye on
averaged something like
defense.
that too,
Lenny
but
filled up the box score in his junior year also. The numbers were a bit down, 25 points and 10 rebounds, but he was still dominant. Besides being unstoppable in regular high school games, Lenny Cook made his name at the ABCD camp, which stopped running in 2007. The ABCD camp was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, summer basketball circuit in the country. It was where all the top high school basketball prospects come together and play each other.
look at Glenn Davis. Look at go back. Oh,
All the top high school
they got. I'm trying to recognize players. They got Glenn Davis, Big Baby Davis. Who else? He's the only one that kind of represents how he looks now is kind of how he looked back then. Obviously, just a little older in the face, obviously, but nah, I can't recognize nobody else. I ain't gonna lie.
basketball prospects come together and play each other.
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Kevin Love, Tracy McGrady, Isaiah Thomas, and James Harden are a few of many notable
Dude, Isaiah Thomas looks the exact same height, bro. No disrespect, that's Isaiah Thomas. Still, look at James Harden.
basketball names that have played at the camp. The year before, Lenny Cook was the camp's MVP, so he was expected by most of the camp to dominate again that year, win the MVP, and the tournament title. In the tournament, Lenny's team beat Carmelo Anthony's team in the semifinals to set up the championship game between him and LeBron James's team. LeBron was well known at the time in 2001, but this was a year before the Sports Illustrated
That's Bron. I'm playing with Bron. You know who else on this? Who's the chosen one on the Sports Illustrated magazine? You let me know. You let me know. No.
cover, and Lenny was still sitting in the throne. He was the champion and the MVP of the camp and was expected to dominate.
I just want to come here and play hard. It really doesn't matter if I'm the best player in the camp. You know, I still know what I can do.
And he did dominate, but the throne changed in the championship game at the
Good pass,
2001
Bron.
camp. Unfortunately, there's no video of the full game.
That's how you separate yourself, man. You know you can get buckets, but can everybody else getting buckets? Can you get the team involved? Can you play? Can you be a team player? Can you be known as a bucket getter and a team player? It's very rare, bro, especially at that age. That's like when you go to the gym and play pickup. Everybody want like, oh, you got to be dominating these dudes. Like, yeah, I know, like, yeah, like, certain people I can get by because you got to remember, guys in the gym and stuff, they play street ball, and street ball is dope. I love playing street ball, especially with quarantine going on. But you got to understand, like, in a game situation, it's not going to be like you're not going to get back to back to back to back to back shots. Let's just be the guy. I was never the guy on the team really, but you got to understand you got to play defense by a certain principle. You got to play the game by a certain principle. You know what I'm saying? Like people go to the people like you're supposed to go play pickup to get uncomfortable. Dribble with your left hand, try to finish with your left hand. Just practice stuff that you work on. That way, whatever you feel uncomfortable doing becomes comfortable. You get me? But you still gotta treat it like I walk into every scrimmage like it's a game, bro.
But it is said LeBron and Cook were going back and forth scoring on each other in the first three quarters. They were each showing why they were the best high school player in the nation. The game stays close in the fourth quarter and Lenny Cook's team is up by 2 with the ball, and there's less than 10 seconds in the game. At this point, LeBron outscored Lenny Cook 21-9. All Lenny Cook's team has to do is inbound the ball and make free throws. But on the inbounds, LeBron stole the ball and quickly dribbled to the right side of the floor while being guarded by Lenny Cook. Right before the buzzer expired, LeBron pulled up for a three right in Cook's face and switched the three-point shot to win the tournament title. Lenny was shocked and was expecting LeBron to drive to the rim. Sonny Vaccaro, the man who ran the
Trying to tell y'all talking about Bron. Bron jumper was just streaky when he came in the league, but you gotta understand. See, this is the thing I hate. This is the thing you guys gotta understand when you explain to people that don't understand. The average shooter in the NBA can come to a regular gym and look like he's Curry. A below average shooter can come to the regular gym and look like he's Curry shooting. Because you're a bunch of regulars. You're a bunch of randoms to them. The league is completely different. And all my people don't care about what you're ranked, bro. If you're a high school, do not care about what you're ranked. Enjoy being the underdog, bro. Because I'm trying to tell you, a lot of the guys who's ranked probably aren't better than you. They're just known. It's just the political side of things, bro. They're just more known because of the area that they're in. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not saying that they're weak. They're obviously not weak, but you'd be surprised, bro. With LeBron.
camp and signed the shoe deals for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, said that
Stole the
game-winning
ball.
shot LeBron
Ha!
made over Lenny
For
Cook
game.
was the moment Lenny Cook never recovered from. His exact words, he beat
What's going on? Okay, we got to add. I might support it. I like this video so far, so I might support that. I'm just playing. We're not supporting anything. I got stuff to do. I got a to-do
He
list.
beat Lenny on his own turf. I mean, you can say it was one shot, one game, but in a way, Lenny never recovered.
LeBron James is simply the greatest 15, 16-year-old kid I've ever seen in my life. He has a chance, when it's all over, to be one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Lenny Cook was no longer
Not to pause it too much. I don't want the video to be 2 hours long, but it's just like that's why I really like LeBron. I have other favorite players like Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook. I love people don't understand. I love Curry's game. It just if you're going up against LeBron, I'm sorry, I can't root for you. But I love Curry. I watch Curry's game all the time. I like watching CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar. But check this out. People gotta understand that this is why I really like LeBron because it's like look at all this hype and to still be doing what you've been doing and only getting better. Y'all know how it is in the NBA. They don't care about what you did a season ago or 2 seasons ago. You could score 150 points one game, but if you're not doing what people will like, if you're not doing that, if you're not at that same level the next year after, it's as if you didn't even exist. Look what they did to Carmelo. I understand. Okay, the championship, cool, but look what they did to Carmelo. What he went through. That was probably tough for him to go through, and it's messed up. Look what they do. It doesn't matter. Hey, this is like I'm not saying like I'm just saying for LeBron the consistency, bro. Look how hyped he was coming into the league. Look what he's still doing. I gotta stop hating, bro.
in that class of top players in the country after that game. Carmelo said, after that, we just didn't hear very much about him. Throughout high school and going into his senior year, Lenny had poor attendance and grades. He went to parties a lot, and on top of all of that, he was academically ineligible
What is
to play high school
wrong?
basketball that
Why?
year. So he transferred to a high school in Flint, Michigan to get his diploma and get in the gym. Because he was ineligible to play, he could only play in pickup games and tournaments, which really hurt his game because none of this was organized with the best competition. Cook had a few high-level college basketball teams wanting him. He had offers from North Carolina and Ohio State, but he was seriously considering St. John's University because it was in New York City, which was close to his home in New Jersey. But he and his team of advisors decided on skipping college and going straight to the NBA. They spoke to a dozen of NBA teams that said they were seriously thinking
Who
about
was in
taking
his
Lenny.
circle? Who was in his circle that let him do this, bro? Who was in his like? Who were you hanging out with that let you do this? You had poor attendance coming. You were the guy, but because I understand it's LeBron James, but because of LeBron hit that game when it shot. I mean, it's probably more than what they're saying. He could have been going through some other stuff, but poor attendance in school, going to parties and all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. That's why you gonna see it's like, man, that person made it. He was average. Oh, the work ethic, bro. Y'all understand? It's like Kobe, bro. Kobe wasn't average in high school, but Kobe. This is why I like Kobe. Different from when I don't say the Mamba mentality and all that other stuff. I look at the Mamba mentality as different than what y'all probably look at. But this is why I like Kobe. Kobe was not necessarily the underdog because you go into the league 17, 18 years old. I don't think you're an underdog going to the league at 17, 18 years old. But he was that guy. Because you see a lot of players, him and LeBron, that's why I like them actually. A lot of players, well, LeBron probably was more because LeBron started. LeBron was instantly started. He was first overall pick over all the college players. He started his first game. But Kobe was the underdog and kept working. Not underdog, but Kobe was, how can I say this? He was like, basically, okay, through high school, he was the guy. Never, never, ever jeopardized his chances of going to the league. Kept working. He was that guy that understood. No, I can get past up easily. He didn't let nothing. That's why I like Kobe. The work ethic. The work ethic. Being who I am and still having this work ethic is why I like Kobe. That's why I like Kobe and LeBron, honestly, because they actually Kobe was okay, 13th pick, I think. Okay. I'm show y'all why I'm really a first pick. That's simple.
Cook in the 2002 NBA draft. 3 teams said that they wanted to take him in the first round. Cook thought it was the best move for him. The NBA was his childhood dream, and he thought he would be able to smoothly take that extra step to the league. Debbie Bortner, who was a secondary mom for Lenny Cook, she wanted him to go to one of those colleges, and Debbie was very disappointed with his decision. She said in an interview to a New York newspaper, "I tell the kids to use this sport to further your education, but the Sharks were circling Lenny, making promises they couldn't keep. He paid a very heavy price for their despicable behavior." But the draft did not go how Lenny Cook thought it would. Every team passed on him in the 2002 draft. Cook did not get signed onto a team that summer either. How does this happen? Well, for one, Cook did not show up to any pre-draft workouts when teams were calling him. And
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, bro? You weren't. I'm thinking they just didn't think it. I'm thinking it's because you weren't not even the school part. I'm thinking because you were in you didn't get much run because you were ineligible like a dummy. Well, yeah, I was ineligible one time my freshman year. That was it though. But you were ineligible in terms you just were playing pickup. Okay, cool. But I'm thinking it's something else. You weren't going to draft workouts and they was calling you. Come on, bro.
admits that his arrogance was one of the many reasons why teams did not give him a shot. Plus, he injured his right big toe on the first day of a pre-draft camp, which basically eliminated his chances to impress NBA teams. An Eastern Conference assistant coach said they didn't think he was good enough and that he should have used a few years of college. Whoever was advising him gave him bad advice. They did not like that he wasn't in organized basketball for some time. They thought he was too arrogant and he had a suspect outside game. Lenny Cook had to wait a full year before finally getting a shot in the Summer League with the Boston Celtics, but he did not look good in the small minutes he played, and he looked like a guy who went months without playing organized basketball. Cook also got a shot with the Seattle Sonics Summer League team, but that did not work out either. He then played a couple years in Asia before tearing his Achilles tendon, ending his basketball career forever. What was the biggest reason in Lenny not turning out like how scouts said he should? Lenny said, "Physically, I was ready, but mentally, I was not." And what does Lenny have to say about LeBron now? He said, "My kid's like LeBron James. He's earned everything he's gotten and taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given. How can I be mad at him? He's built his brand the right way." Lenny Cook says he wishes he listened to Debbie Bortner, who was a family friend, about going to school. Cook says, "It's up to you to make your own decisions about who you're going to surround yourself with, because your image is more important than anything else." Today, and in the past 5 years or so, Lenny has been using his story to teach younger high school athletes that are looking to go pro about the importance.
This guy let go. Why everybody let go? Like when they stop playing, they just let go. Look at him now. No disrespect. I'm not saying he's a bum or anything. I'm just saying like they just let go. Like they don't. Man, I was working out for 30 plus. I mean, like LeBron. Let's say I'm LeBron. I'm working out since I was about 12 years old, bro. I'm about to, when I retire, like.
Importance of taking every aspect of high school seriously so they do not end up like him. When the NBA changed its draft eligibility rules in 2005 to all players must turn at least 19 years old in that calendar year and be 1 year removed from their high school graduation, Lenny Cook is looked at as one of the reasons why there was a rule change. In final, Lenny says, "When I was hanging out doing crazy things and partying, I was 16, 17 years old, and I was hanging out at clubs, and I didn't have no business being in there." And LeBron and Carmelo, they were in bed getting ready for school and getting ready for workouts the next morning before class. And that is the story of Lenny Cook, the high school player who was once considered the top high school player in the nation. Definitely an interesting but tough story to read and learn about from when he was growing up. He grew up in a very rough neighborhood, and he didn't even start playing basketball until he was 15 years old. So what would have happened if he would have been able to, play basketball, organized basketball since he was like 7, 8 years old? What could he have grown into? And what would have happened if he didn't have those neighborhood leeches telling him, go to the league, because they just wanted money from him. And unfortunately, he believed in his own hype. He thought he would be able to make it to the league very easily, but things did not go as planned. But at least he's using the situation now to teach and tell kids the story so they don't end up like him when he's 30 years old. Again, I want to thank you guys again for all the channel support recently. We're up to 24.
Man, that's tough to hear, bro. Like it's motivation if anything, but that's very tough to hear, bro. Like you were once considered better than LeBron, even though you really weren't. But it's tough to hear, bro. Hey man, comment, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. You feel me? Instagram at I just changed my Instagram name. My Instagram name is BamTime underscore BAMTIME BamTime underscore. Give me a follow and yeah, let me know what you want and